gonna try quail eggs. So I did look it up. It is 5 quail eggs equal 1 chicken egg. So I'm going to put 5 quail eggs in there, and then we're going to put our tomatoes on top, and we'll see if there's a difference between the chicken egg or the quail eggs. Quail eggs naturally have, just forgive my glove, I cut my finger this morning, and I don't want to get dirt inside of it. So, alright, so quail eggs, their shell is not as tough. You can already see me just carrying these down here. It's already cracked. But the membrane inside is harder than a chicken egg. So a chicken egg, the shell is harder. The membrane is thinner, opposite on a quail egg. And quail eggs have more yolk. So I'm thinking if all I used was the shells and the yolks out of the chicken eggs, why won't the quail eggs work? So, whoop, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and now we're going to put our tomato in there. Okay, now put the dirt around it. And we're going to fill it up all the way up to here. So we're going to cover it all the way up to here. And put your dirt in there. And mound the dirt around the tomato. So we want to mound it up. Yeah, because we don't want the water to sink into it. There we go. Now these I'm planting right under here because I was able to raise these up because these were our tallest posts. Okay, as this tomato grows, there we go. I'm going to cut that limb off. So this one will go, this next one will go. It's going to grow up the trellis because the whole idea is to fight blight. We got blight really bad the past few years. I think it's been a problem for most Mississippi farmers. Is blight's been a problem in the past 2 years, and so we're cutting this up for the stem, and that's going to let airflow get through there. So the air is going to get to go through here. It keeps these leaves off of the ground, and another thing is watering close to the bottom. Okay, so closer to the soil is better. We don't want to get our leaves wet. And so airflow, closer watering, okay, sun, that's also going to let the sunlight come in and kill any bad stuff. Okay, so sunlight's extremely important. Another thing that I do companion plant is flowers. So I'm going to have marigolds along here growing. I have a ton of seed from the year before, and so I'm going to put marigolds down here, and I can also put bush beans underneath the tomatoes. So that would be great because the tomatoes are going to get big, and then I'm going to cut all the limbs off of this tomato to about up here. So that's going to be a wonderful space for the beans to grow. So once I plant them, you want to go in. This is actually water from the rain barrel system we have over there by the old rabbit hutches. And you want to pour, close to the roots. You don't want to spray them. So give them a good, go back in there and support them back up. They fall down or lean. And that's what I'm going to do. And go through and water each one of these and put it over there. So these are just, I have random, you can see over there, just random kind of stepping stones and pavers and different things for the garden. People call me up and say, hey, we're moving this stuff, do you want it? And if it's close enough, I say, yeah, and I go get it just for things like this. Like, this makes me a stepping path. Like it's wide enough for Coral to pick, but I like to kind of get in there sometimes, especially when I'm investigating for bugs, and so it's easier to have kind of like a little step path. And I even have round ones. I use the round ones to hold down the plastic, but they're going to go back in the beds, and it just helps me to kind of get in all sides. So it's kind of like that, the keyhole garden idea almost, just in my bed instead. And so you see I have peppers. So I have the squash, which is going to be lower. The peppers will get higher. The tomatoes will get even higher. So that's that step up that I talked about And then discussing the spacing. Some of you may think that they are too close together, but let's see. These are those that I bought off of that video. If you want to see the comparison against seeds and plants, look at that, and I'll put a link up above. Okay, so this one says spacing 18 to 24 inches apart. So what I learned last year is that most people think that that means apart, okay? So like apart from each other, when in truth that actually means a radius. So it's going to be 18 inches across with your plant in the middle. And think about a circle. So taking your ruler, sticking it in the middle, and then kind of rotating it, that's the spacing. So you can do this kind of dice pattern, grid pattern. You can plant them a lot closer together, and I've showed you how to do that in the raised beds up on the patio. And so it's okay if your plants are that close together. It's fine, because that's how much space they need. And then think about it, this squash is kind of small right now, even though it's older than, it may not be older than these peppers because I bought them, but it got planted here first. It's going to keep going out, and it is going to mound up, and it's going to become large, but these peppers will rise above that. And then the tomatoes are going to rise even more above that. So think about your spacing, and think about your plants and how they grow, and how much can you get in one space. So that's the idea. If you've liked this video and you like what we're doing and you want us to keep posting information to help you out, you can support our channel by giving us a subscribe. So click the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up please, or you can visit our website at wildwoodwonder.com, and there are several homesteading themed items there and inspiration that comes from our homestead and the natural world that's around us. So help us out, help us to keep growing, and thank you for all the support and all the likes and all of the follows.